Hello, my dear friends. Welcome to science class. We are in chapter number 1, Matter in our surroundings. Chapter number 1 is also first chapter of our chemistry part. In this lesson, we have seen that everything around us is form of material, made by material, and we call this material as matter. After that, we have seen we have three kind of states of matter, namely solid, liquid and gas. After that, we have seen structure of solid, liquid and gas, comparison between solid, liquid and gas. After that, we have seen, can we change the state of matter? In change in state of matter, we have seen one activity number 1.12, that is effect of change of temperature on state, which means if we increase temperature, what will be the effect on state of matter? In that example activity, we have taken 150 gram of ice. We put that ice in beaker and heat it by burner. For taking temperature result or reading, we place laboratory thermometer in beaker, and in that experiment we have seen that there is a temperature 0 degree centigrade until whole ice convert into water. So we have seen that there is 0 degree temperature until all ice melt. After that, if we continue to supply heat, what will happen? Water slowly start boiling. At that time, we have noticed that there is a 100 degree centigrade temperature shown in thermometer scale, and this 100 degree centigrade will continue till most of the part of water evaporates. So now, till now we have seen that what is melting point, what is boiling point, and today we are going to discuss very important point, that is latent heat. We have also seen that the SI unit of temperature is Kelvin, and we have seen the relation between Kelvin and degree centigrade. Here we have noticed that 0 degree centigrade is equal to 273.16 Kelvin, and for sake of simplicity we take 0 degree centigrade is equal to 273 Kelvin. After that, we have seen conversion of degree centigrade to Kelvin and Kelvin to degree centigrade. I hope you remember that if I want to convert degree centigrade into Kelvin, what I need to do? I need to add 273 to whatever the particular temperature in degree centigrade we have. So we have one kind of formula, that is structure K is equal to C plus 273. K is equal to C plus 273. That is, whatever the temperature is in degrees Celsius, we have to add 273 to given temperature. And if we want to convert Kelvin to degree centigrade, we have to subtract 273. So I hope this is clear to you now. Now we have noticed that the melting point of ice is 273.16 Kelvin. We have to mark it and remember it. Melting point of ice is 273.16 Kelvin. The process of melting, that is change of solid into liquid, is known as fusion. We have to mark this word and remember this definition. Change of state from solid to liquid called fusion. When a solid melts, its temperature remains same. So where does heat energy go? In experiment, we have seen that temperature of combination of ice and water will remain same until all ice turn to water. Temperature was 0 degree centigrade. So we are giving heat constantly to that water ice mixture, but we are not noticing any difference in temperature. So where does this heat go? So let's try to understand that. You must have observed during the experiment of melting that temperature of system does not change after melting point is reached. After melting point is reached, which means 0 degree centigrade, after 0 degree centigrade or 273.16 Kelvin, temperature does not change though we are giving heat constantly till all the ice melt. This happens even though we continue to heat the beaker. We are continuously heating beaker. Although we are not noticing any temperature difference or increase in temperature. That is, we continue to supply heat. This heat gets up in changing the state by overcoming the force of attraction between the particles. Where this heat goes, this heat is utilized in changing the state of object or matter by overcoming the force of attraction between the particles. As we have discussed earlier, there is attraction force between two particles. When we heat this matter, what will happen? Kinetic energy of this particle will increase, and by increasing kinetic energy, this particle get detached to each other. So this heat we are supplying is utilized in overcoming the force of attraction between particles. As this heat energy is absorbed by ice without showing any rise in temperature. So this heat is definitely absorbed by ice, but this heat is utilizing in overcoming the force of attraction between particles, not in raise of temperature of particles or matter. as this heat energy is absorbed by ice without showing any rise in temperature. It is considered that it gets hidden into the contents of beaker and it is known as latent heat. As we are supplying heat but cannot notice any increase in temperature, so we can say that it is hidden into the contents of beaker. Here this hidden word is important. It is hidden into the contents of beaker, and so we know this heat as latent heat. Latent heat. Latent is similar meaning near about hidden. Latent is hidden. So we know this energy heat as latent heat. And further, the word latent means hidden. As we discussed, the word latent means hidden. What is the exact definition? Amount of heat energy required to change 1 kg of solid into liquid at atmospheric pressure at its melting point is known as latent heat of fusion. Now, remember few keywords in this definition. Now we have noticed that what is latent heat. Latent heat is heat that we are supplying during phase change. Latent heat is the heat absorbed by matter during phase change. That is latent heat. Now this process is fusion process, that is melting, that is solid to liquid. So here we said that latent heat of fusion. Latent heat of fusion. Fusion we know. Now this is latent heat we know and fusion we know. We combine both. So we have latent heat of fusion. Here this two condition is very important. That is at atmospheric pressure. We discussed about atmospheric pressure. What is atmospheric pressure? That is the pressure exerted by atmosphere around us. We are sitting now in atmospheric pressure. We are continuously exerted force due to atmosphere. So we are in effect of atmospheric pressure. At its melting point. So here we notice two words, that is at atmospheric pressure and at its melting point. And the amount of heat energy. Now as we are defining this word, so we have to be specific. So we are considering the heat energy that is useful to convert 1 kg of solid into liquid. That is per kg heat energy required to convert solid into liquid, where at atmospheric pressure and at its melting point. So here we have noticed three keywords, that is the quantity of matter is 1 kg, required pressure is atmospheric pressure, and required temperature is melting point temperature. And the latent heat required to convert solid to liquid, that is related to fusion, So we call this latent heat as latent heat of fusion. So particles in water at 0 degree centigrade have more energy compared to particle at the same temperature in ice. As we have seen that there is a more kinetic energy in liquid compared to solid. There is more kinetic energy, that is movement of particles is more in liquid compared to solid. So here we have statement particles in water at 0 degree centigrade or 273 Kelvin have more energy compared to particle in ice at same temperature. So 0 degree ice has less kinetic energy compared to 0 degree water. When we supply heat energy to water, particles starts moving faster. When we supply heat energy to water, what will happen? This heat energy will increase movement of particles. At a certain temperature, a point is reached when the particle have enough energy to break free from the force of attraction of each other. And at certain temperature, when the temperature is sufficient, what will happen? Particles have enough energy to break free from the attraction of each other. For example, these two particles have attraction between them. Now as we increase heat, there is a more kinetic energy in these particles and the energy will sufficient. That is, if we have supplied more heat, there is more kinetic energy. What will happen? At certain point of time, this attraction force will be eliminated. This kinetic energy overcome this attraction force between particles. At this temperature, the liquid starts changing into gas. At this temperature, at what temperature? When particles overcome attractive force between them. And at that time, liquid start converted into gas. So here we have definition. The temperature at which a liquid starts boiling at atmospheric pressure is known as boiling point. So we have seen the definition of boiling point. First of all, we have seen the definition of melting point. Temperature at which solid starts melting. That is conversion of solid to liquid. At atmospheric pressure, we know this temperature as melting point of that matter. Similarly, the temperature at which liquid starts boiling at atmospheric pressure, we know this temperature as boiling point or boiling point of matter. So we have definition of boiling point now. Boiling is a bulk phenomena. Particles from the bulk of the liquid gains energy to change into vapor state. So boiling is bulk phenomena and the particles from bulk of liquid gains enough energy to change into vapor state. And by experiment, we have noticed that for water, this temperature means boiling point is 373 Kelvin. And if we want to convert 373 Kelvin into degree centigrade, what will what we have to do? We have to subtract 273 from 373. So 373 minus 273, that is 100 degree centigrade. So we have to remember this point, that is boiling point of water is 373 Kelvin or 100 degree centigrade. Boiling point of water is 373 Kelvin or 100 degree centigrade. Can you define the latent heat of vaporization? As we have seen, definition of latent heat of fusion, that is conversion of solid to liquid, we define as fusion. Now the matter is convert from state liquid to gas. So conversion of liquid to gas we called as vaporization. So the latent heat, whatever the latent heat in the case of liquid to gas, we called it as latent heat of vaporization. That is latent heat of vaporization. So we have seen the definition of latent heat of fusion. Similarly, we can define latent heat of vaporization. I have told you few keywords, that is 1 kg of liquid means water here, that is heat required to convert 1 kg of liquid into gas at atmospheric pressure and at its we are melting point at there, but here we have boiling point. So energy required to convert 1 kg of liquid into gas at boiling point at atmospheric pressure is known as latent heat of vaporization. Do it in the same way we have defined the latent heat of fusion. We have discussed how we can define latent heat of vaporization. Particles in steam, that is water vapor at 100 degrees centigrade, have more energy than water at same temperature. As we have seen that energy in particles of water at 0 degree centigrade is more than energy in particles of ice at 0 degree centigrade. So here we have similar kind of point. Water vapor at 100 degree centigrade have more energy than water at the same temperature. This is because the particle in steam have absorbed extra energy in form of latent heat of vaporization. So we can ask for the reason behind why at the same temperature, that is 100 degree centigrade, water vapor has more energy compared to water. So here is the reason. This is because particle in steam have absorbed extra energy in form of latent heat of vaporization. This is because particles in steam have absorbed extra energy in form of latent heat of vaporization. So here we have one very good figure for state of conversion. If we heat solid, we will get liquid. If we heat solid, we will get liquid. If we heat liquid, we will get gas. So by heating, we are changing state from solid to liquid, liquid to gas. If we cool down gas, we have liquid. If we cool down liquid, we will have solid. I hope you can understand this. What will happen in experiment, in last activity, we heat ice, that is solid, and we give heat to that. We will have water, so we have liquid state. As we heat water, that is liquid, we give heat, it will convert to vapor, that is gaseous form. What will happen when, as we seen that we have rainfall, at rainfall what will happen, the gases will condense. So the gaseous form, when cooled down, it will convert to liquid. What will happen in our refrigerators, fridge? We put water in ice tray. After some time, what will happen? It convert to ice. So at that time, in refrigeration, what will happen? The temperature of this liquid slowly down. So we have cool this liquid and we will get solid. So we infer that the state of matter can be changed into another state by changing temperature. So as we discussed that, how can we change the state of matter? So we have one way to change the state of matter. That is, if we change the temperature of that particular matter, we can change its state either by increasing or decreasing. As we increase the temperature, we will go solid, liquid, gas. And if we decrease the temperature, we will go gas, liquid, solid. So here from this figure, you will easily understand this phenomena. We have learned that substances around us change state from solid to liquid and from liquid to gas on application of heat. On application of heat, solid converts to liquid and liquid converts to gas. But there are some that change directly from solid state to gaseous state and vice versa without changing into liquid state. We have seen that there is a conversion from solid to liquid and liquid to gas. But we have some substance, some matter around us that converts directly from solid state to gaseous state. From solid state to gaseous state. Let's take one activity. Take some camphor or ammonium chloride, crush it in china dish. Put inverted funnel over the china dish and put cotton plug on the stem of the funnel. What is the arrangement of experiment here? We have china dish with us. We put some camphor. I hope you know what is the camphor. We called it as kapoor. That is camphor. Crush it and put it in the china dish. Take a funnel and invert over china dish. You can see the arrangement here. China dish, camphor, inverted funnel, cotton plug. We put cotton plug on the stem of funnel and now we are heat this camphor or ammonium chloride. Now heat it slowly and observe. A change of state directly from solid to gas without change in liquid or vice versa is called sublimation. When we heat this camphor, what will happen? It will directly convert into gaseous state and it will evaporate and convert to gaseous state. You can see here ammonium chloride is solidified, or we can say camphor is solidified, what will happen when this gas or vapor of ammonium chloride or camphor goes up, it will slow down gradually. When it will cool down gradually. When it will cool down, which means decrease in temperature. So decrease in temperature, that will convert it into solid. So this camphor or ammonium chloride, particularly ammonium chloride, convert solid to gas, and if we decrease the temperature, it will convert gas to solid. So we have again here solidified ammonium chloride, and this is known as sublimation. The state of change from solid to gas without changing into liquid state is called sublimation. The change of state directly from solid to gas without change in liquid state called sublimation. So in this lecture we have seen latent heat of fusion, latent heat of vaporization, boiling, boiling point, and definition of sublimation, and experiment activity related to sublimation.